Good morning, y'all, and welcome back. Now, I know I told y'all this would be a two-part series, but I'm gonna keep it real, y'all. I'm gonna try to shorten these videos so y'all don't have so much information in one. So it may be a little bit more than two parts. So I'm gonna go ahead and jump right on in and get this thing going, okay? So let's talk about the different types of hair color. Also, if you're new, I leave all of the study materials in the description box and then also rewatch the previous video so you can pick up where we left off, okay? So, yeah, let's talk about the different types of hair color. I'm gonna make this quick because I want to do shorter classes, ladies and gents. So, the first one we have is temporary hair color. So, temporary hair color doesn't require you to mix anything with it. You apply it to the hair. You can, they have spray forms, they have hair paint wax forms, and what that means is they just sit on the outside of the cuticle. So, as soon as you wash, shampoo, rinse off your hair, the color comes right off, okay? So usually temporary color lasts until you shampoo or until you brush it out, okay? But there's no chemicals that would alter the actual hair itself, okay? You can use these as color fillers though sometimes before you do hair color, but like I said, the word temporary means not permanent. So that part. The next one is semi-permanent. That lays on the hair surface. There's no ammonia used in this hair color and no developer. This hair color could last about 8 to 12 shampoos. It really just depends on the formula. I will insert some pictures as always somewhere over here of some examples of temporary, some examples of semi-permanent. Those fashion colors, like those bold, bright blues, pinks, purples, greens, most of those are typically semi-permanent hair colors. So you apply them on the hair, you process them with some type of heat or just like a bag, and then you rinse it out with cold water to kind of seal it in, and then that kind of stains your hair. And then you have demi-permanent or demi, however you want to pronounce it. You would use a very weak, very, very, very weak developer with that. And it deposits, but just a little bit. It lasts about 12 to 24 shampoos. And it does a really good job at toning, pre-lighten hair, or you can use it to like darken hair. That's what I use for my black. That Pravana Hydro Gloss, it's a demi. And then we have permanent hair color, which it's permanent. Like it's permanent. So it doesn't matter if you dyed your hair 6 months ago, that color is still in your hair until it grows out. Okay. So keep that in mind. I know people will try to change it, but that color is still there. It may fade, it may change, it may whatever, but it's still there. It is permanent. But we're gonna dig more in depth of what makes it permanent. We also have natural base hair color, and also y'all, if y'all don't know if you're new, I look at my notes there over here. I keep all of my notes right here. So if you keep seeing me looking down, that's the reason why. We have natural hair color. That's about 4 to 6 weeks. And then we also have metallic hair color, which is built up over multiple applications. Okay. So we're going to dig more in depth about what we're doing today. So let's go back to temporary hair color. So I'm going to insert an image of what the hair strand looks like. So you'll see the cuticle, the cortex, and possibly a medulla on your client's hair. Let's act like we're going to, look at it like that. So you have your cuticle, you have your color molecules. They sit on the outside of that cuticle. And that's the reason why they wash completely away whenever you shampoo your hair. There's no oxidative properties with these types of hair colors. So there's no chemical change to the hair, the hair shaft, none of that. Okay. You probably should do a patch test just to be safe because people do have allergies and you just never know. It's better to be safe than sorry. And I will also right here insert some options of temporary hair colors. Now, yes, there's more, but I'm just going to show y'all that. Also, color enhancing shampoos and conditioners, they are also considered temporary, okay? Even though they kind of stain the hair a little bit, they're considered temporary. So now I'm going to show y'all a strand of another hair strand, and this time it's going to be semi-permanent hair color, okay? So semi-permanent hair color is the ones that I was saying earlier. They're not always fashion colors, so let me be very clear. They're not always the bright, crazy colors, but they're the ones that you buy in the little bottles. I'll insert a picture here, and you literally apply them to your hair. Those molecules, they sit. Okay, so this is your hair shaft. I'm also another image. This is your hair strap, and your cuticle is here. Let's act like your cuticle is like this much open, just that much, ever so slightly, and the color molecules kind of sit right there. So you have them kind of like right here on the surface. So they can stain the hair for sure, especially someone who has pre-lightened hair. It will stain your hair. So a lot of the times those colors you apply either to dry or damp hair, they will stain so much that when your hair grows out, you definitely can see a line of demarcation in certain hair or certain people's hair. But it doesn't lighten the hair. You only can go darker or deposit. You can't do anything that would lighten the hair with these because there's no oxidation process that happens, which means that it would not be lifting or lightening any type of hair color. You have a lot of color glosses. Those glosses are typically also semi-permanent hair color. It can add a little tone to the hair if you want to kind of change the tone of your hair. So I use black. Now I use demi now, but I used to use semi. And when I would, my hair is dark, but it's like a sandy dark. So like it can kind of get a little, I don't really know. So what I would do was get a jet black, and I like it because it would just it would change the tone of my hair and it wouldn't be so ashy looking. It gave it more of that richness, but like that, I don't know. But that's something you can do. Also use it to refresh like your reds, things like that. Okay. Then the next one we have would be your demi-permanent or demi-permanent, however you want to pronounce it, y'all. Whatever. So demi-permanent, let me insert an image of the hair strand right here. So we have our hair strand and our cuticle slightly more open, and you see those color molecules depositing more into the hair. So you do have a slight lift. Most of the demi-permanents these days are marketed as 0 lift. You may also see them as 5 or even possibly a 10 volume developer. But they're very minimal damage usually, unless the hair is already previously damaged. You can use these for depositing. So toning, going darker, refreshing like your colors. Let's say that you're a blonde and you want to go red or copper, you can use that. That would be perfect for you. If you're dark brown and you want to go jet black, this would be perfect. You have a client with gray hair, this would be perfect because it's not so harsh in terms of depositing color, depositing, not lifting. We're not lifting. We're only depositing, okay? Um, and also you can use it as a refresher as well. So that is one thing. To me, I prefer demi for dark hair because to me there's no point in adding. I don't know. We'll dig into that later, but keep in mind when you're going darker, you don't need 20s and 30s. Never. And then when you're coloring any kind of hair, I don't care what anybody says, stop using 40. 40 is not meant to be used. I don't even know why they make it. I know I've done it in watercolor method, but by that point it's diluted, but we'll get back into that. So also with demi-permanents, you have acidic demi-permanents. They're also known as no lift or deposit only. They have a pH of 6.7. They blend gray with existing hair color. They minimize brassy tones. They deposit just a little sheerness sometimes, or they can deposit richer color. They also could be used as a gloss service, as I stated earlier. And because they're more alkaline, because they're more alkaline than hair, it can swell up the cuticle and deposit the color better. And some of the color can't actually get into your cortex. Then they have alkaline demi-permanents or demi-permanents. They're generally pH of 8 and they can shift undertones. Okay, so that can change that red to a more ash if need be. And they're more opaque than your acidic ones. And alkaline, they can swell the cuticle to a greater degree, which means it's going to be up in that thing. So if you use a demi, let's just be real honest. If your client says, oh, I put black on my hair, but it's been a year, doesn't matter. It does not matter. You're going to have to lift that out. And don't let them lie to you. Really, if you use semi-permanent, you're going to have to do some type of color removal, but we'll do color correction on another day. But if your client has added some type of black on their hair, I don't care what they use. Don't put no color on top of it without doing a test strand because you will be very disappointed at yourself for the time you are about to waste. Okay? But anyways, both type of demi colors are commonly formulated with an ammonia substitute. So it's usually MEA. And then sometimes you'll see calcium carbonate. And then you'll have a 10, 5, or 0 lift developer. to go with those things. A lot of them are in gel, cream, and then sometimes you even find liquid. I prefer the gels. That's just me. That's just me. I don't know what it is about gels. I don't know what it is about gels. But when I use the gels, every time, chef's kiss, okay? I also would recommend a patch test 24 to 48 hours prior to the actual service, okay? So that is that for that. And you can also use these for color corrections as well if you're toning or just need to fill in some color. Now let's go into that big one, okay? This is the one that everybody sees all the time, and it's permanent hair color. Those box colors you get from the grocery store, 9 times out of 10, most of them are permanent. Very rarely do I see semi or demi in the grocery store settings. Permanent, I'm going to put a hair strand right here so you can see it. Permanent, you have that strand of hair. Those cuticles are wide open, okay? That color is depositing. It is in the cortex. That color is in there, okay? And then once you shampoo, condition, all of that, you close that cuticle back up, that stuff is in there. So now it has chemically altered your hair strand permanently. That's very, very, very important for you to know because, y'all, I'm sorry, I kept saying, what is this in my face? It's very important for you to know because what I was stating earlier, when your client's hair grows out, let's say that you have a client, your client comes in. I'm going to use an extreme case. Like let's do Billie Eilish, okay? I know we all like those little green roots, but let's come at it as from a hairstylist perspective. I don't know the girl, so I don't know what her natural hair color is, but I'm pretty sure it's not that super black that she had on her ends, okay? Then when her hair grows out, it's whatever color her natural hair color is. And let's say she wanted to do green, as she has. Now, I'm pretty sure her stylist is a professional. That was intentional, but I'm using her for a reference just so you can imagine how color works. So we grow out the black, and then I decide to dye my hair, or sorry, I did not mean to use the word dye. Let's say color my hair. That is the professional word to use. I decide to color my hair green, okay? The first thing I did was color my hair blonde. Keyword color. I did not say bleach. Let's say I use a little box color of blonde. Now what's going to happen is all of that new growth is going to change colors. Now is it going to be blonde with my natural color? No, but let's just say that her hair was a lighter color. She may actually accomplish some form of blonde. But now those ends, guess what happened? Nothing. You just damage them for no reason because nothing's going to happen to that black. That black is not going anywhere unless you color remove, bleach, those things. But just putting a random blonde color is not going to lift that black off those ends. So now we got hot roots, okay? We have these light colored roots and we have these black ends, okay? But I still want this green. So I'm like, it should work. So I take a semi permanent hair color of green. And I squirt that all on my hair and I put my little bag on. I let it process. Well, not process because it's no, basically I let it sit for 20 to 25 minutes under heat. I rinse it out with cold water because that's what we do. And guess what I have? Green roots and dark black ends. So moral of the story is color does not lift color. Permanent hair color does not get lifted by other permanent hair colors. Now, yes, you may alter, you may change. It may look slightly different. It may look significantly different, but it does not actually lift. And that's why I always say use black as your reference point because black is a very good visual of how permanent hair color does not lift permanent hair color. So I know that's a little, deep detail, but I just want you to kind of grasp the concept, okay? Um, Permanent hair color is used to match, deepen, lighten, or cover gray hair. It also, you have, aniline derivatives. They combine hydrogen peroxide to form large color molecules, okay? And that's important when you're depositing that color. The color molecules are then trapped within the cortex and they cannot be easily shampooed out, okay? They also can lighten and permanently change your natural hair color, which is why they are considered permanent, okay? And then they remove the natural pigment from the hair through lightening while simultaneously depositing. So what that means is if you have let's say virgin hair. Virgin means it's never been colored. So we have somebody that's a level 4 virgin color. They want to go get a color with a level 6. They're going to use a 6 and a 20 volume developer. But let's say that that natural 4 is a neutral and they want a more warm tone. So what they could do is get a 6W. So what that means is they lifted the hair 2 levels. Okay, so now we're at a 6, and then they added in some warm tones. So now we're no longer neutral, we're now warm. So we're lighter and warmer. And I hope this helps. I will try to insert as many images and visuals as possible because I like you to understand, see, hear all that at the same time. Let's use all them senses. So, yeah, y'all, and that's it. Patch test 24 to 48 hours prior to. So we're going to put a pin in it today, y'all, because like I said, I'm trying to get these videos shorter so that I can keep you. Please go to the description. You know what I'm trying to say. Go down there for extra help, extra tips, extra review materials, all of those things. And I will see y'all on my next video. Please, please, please subscribe, share, thumbs this video up to help me out. And let me know anything that you want me to add, take away, anything in the next video. And I will see y'all on my next one. Bye.